Shalom, Brother Tawalai, back once again, bring forth another lesson. As you can see, whenever you see this particular screen, I'm going to be critiquing a video video. I'm not going to try to make no big words. Basically, I'm going to be looking at the video and, you know, the title of this lesson is just basically, you know what I mean? We're not learning anything new. We're just, you know, basically we're having a corroboration. In other words, we've learned from our apostles, our elders, studying, going into the scriptures as well. And what we've learned is now being corroborated by our oppressors, by our enemies, by those who hate us. So without further ado, I'm probably just gonna let this video play, and then bring out some scriptures on it, and Lord willing, it be edifying. So without further ado, let's see.
Out of existence, kill them on a scale that has hardly been equaled, and refer to them as savages. That's an achievement. Who's the savage? The first time I encountered this was in a little town in Massachusetts called Deerfield. It's a reconstruction of what that little town looked like in colonial America. And in front of each house is a plaque that explains something about this house. And then description. On the 18th of October of 1702, the savages attacked. The first time I saw this, the savages. You come in here, destroy everything these people have, and they are the savages. That's an interesting move.
It is. I hadn't thought of that before.
Think about it. Europeans come to this continent, literally ethnically cleanse the indigenous population out of existence, kill them on a scale that has hardly been equaled, and refer to them as savages. That's an achievement. Who's the savage? The first time I encountered this was in a little town in Massachusetts called Deerfield. It's a reconstruction of what that little town looked like in colonial America. And in front of each house is a plaque that explains something about this house. And then description. On the 18th of October of 1702, the savages attacked. The first time I saw this, the savages. You come in here, destroy everything these people have, and they are the savages. That's an interesting move.
It is. I hadn't thought of that before.
Think about it. Europeans come to this continent.
And I let it play twice so you can really hear it and see the sometimes I know the words that I want to say, but they escape me. But the one that he's speaking to, that shit-eating grin on his face, how he describes as never having thought of that before. And he's lying. He's had to take into consideration how they have obtained this land, how they gotten what they've gotten. And this is a slap in the face of the hoax that they claim, every 2 to 3 months when they need the attention and they want everyone to, look and feel sympathy and empathy and feel my pain bullshit that they try to push, and essentially, from the rooter to the tutor, they're all demonic as individuals. Esau is a perfect demon, as the brother would sent me. I sent one of the brothers this, and he's a perfect demon. These devils are perfect demons, and they completely don't care. They look past it, get over it, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You know what I mean? But there's a method in their madness. And so we're as always. This is Proverbs 9. And I'm going to just get right on into 10 and get forward with this. It says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. And since, hey, the fear of the Most High has begin to resonate with us once again, that we are learning that this is the requirement of the power of Yasharallah, the power of Israel, that we no longer look at things through a Christian mindset, but we understand that we serve a power who requires certain things of us. That fear is that reverence, that honor, that knowing you just don't come around all willy nilly and come as you are. No, you better come with some respect. And he's gonna begin to bring that forth again. There's gonna be respect and fear for the Heavenly Father and His Son. He's gonna start turning, and we see it already beginning. Slovakia. We man, everything that this devil has taught us has been a lie. And call Hala Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that we're now becoming, we're coming out of it into His marvelous light. But I want to grab. I'll just use this one. I'm gonna grab. And I got a couple of scriptures. Psalms seems to be, insight into this devil, man. It's like, man, like wiping that looking glass. I'm gonna grab Psalms 94, begin at 20, and it reads, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which framest mischief by a law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. And if you're listening, what did you hear? Savage. You know what I mean? They came into another man's land, set themselves up, and in order to acquire another man's land, another man's home, to take from another man, well, what did they do? They labeled him. And they labeled him a savage. They labeled him unfit. They labeled him beneath them. They labeled him less than them. And they used their superior weaponry in order to achieve these goals, in order to move the minds of an already perverted people, an already wicked people, an already insatiable bloodlust ass people. To help them sanction the rape, robbery, and slaughter of the indigenous man. who frames mischief by a law, and then once they've stolen everything, now they're in a position to write more laws in order to determine it's theirs and to hand it down and to continue to hand it down and act as though no wrong has been done. Why? Because these people are savages, you know. But this was written, see, and like the Elder Malcolm always says, they never really read the whole thing, or they would have read where there was a second half to their manifest destiny. You know, this is again in Psalms 64. We'll start at 5. Because it's like, man, it seems like when I was kind of going through my scriptures, it was like Psalms is just, man, these scriptures epitomize what we just witnessed, what story we just had corroborated again, and I'm going to get the definition for that, corroborate, you know. Corroborate, confirm or give support to a statement, theory, or finding. The witness had corroborated the boy's account of the attack. Confirm, verify, endorse, ratify, authenticate, validate, certify. So essentially, what we've learned, what these scriptures declare, as we go through these scriptures, all they're doing is they're certifying it. They're corroborating it. They're you know what I mean? Hey, you know, when you read these, you hear this dude speaking. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. If we do something to these people and then they retaliate, oh, they're savages. If we wait till the men leave and then go in and rape and murder and destroy the children in their homes and their wives, and then they come back with having a problem with that, oh, they're nothing. How can these dogs consider what we did wrong? We didn't do anything wrong. How they used to dress up as the indigenous people and go commit crimes against their own to rally the support of their own. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. And in that aspect is like, what is that? He that is cruel to himself, how can he be good to another? Roughly paraphrasing. I may get it, but essentially, they'll do things to their own selves, like the Hollow Oaks, like so many other events, Pearl, the Harbor of the Pearl, they do shit to their own selves, or they do something, and when someone retaliates, that's what they wanted to happen, so that now they can encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. So these people rehearse their wickedness. They make sure that every aspect of whatever evil, wicked, conniving, manipulative, deceitful ass thing treacherous ass thing they're going to do, hey, they map it out to the very last detail. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And hey, the Most High is flinging them arrows, man. These people are confessing great atrocities that they've committed. You know, they're trying to hide their statues now. They're trying to get rid of different things that identify themselves. You know, again with the the elder Malcolm. You know, like he said, why would you go over to these different East Asian countries and blow up the museums and tear up the different things and destroy the works of art, you know, the priceless works of art, lest you're trying to hide something, you know? And this what these people are doing. They're desperate now. They're desperate to try to hide their footsteps and put themselves in a good light. But it doesn't matter. You know, there's nothing you can do anymore to put a good light on yourselves. The whole world is beginning to see just who you are. So now we're going to go on and keep moving, you know, because, hey, like I said, man, it's incredible how these scriptures just, it's that looking glass, man. And these scriptures are like wiping that looking glass. And we're seeing this devil for who he is. It says, woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And, you know, hey, again, what do we have now? Nowadays, we have Edomite Indians, Edomite, you know, Cherokees and Edomite, you know, the different nations. You know, they call, you know, I would say indigenous or First Nation. You know, I wouldn't call them Americans because they were here before this place was robbed, stolen, and labeled America. Before this corporation began, these men were here. These men, women, and children. And now these people not only have stolen their house, but they steal their heritage. They claim to be them. So when, you know, land is given out to placate them, they run and stand up and say, I'm an Indian too. Knowing goddamn well they have nothing to do with their heritage. And yet the devils that you know, hey, one devil to another devil, hey, they're gonna make sure they end up with something. Because that's what the devil does. You know? That's why we don't make, you know, pacts with the devil. Because we know. You know? We've been given this insight. Man, it's incredible. This is Psalms 55, beginning at 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. When he came over to this land, the indigenous man helped him out, got him through these winters, helped him, showed him how to plant and survive. And what did he do? He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. I mean, if that doesn't depict how this devil got this land, I can't imagine what would. You know, he damn sure didn't get it through a true means of, conquering it. You don't make treaties. You don't make over 400 treaties with people that you whipping their ass with all of your technology. And even today, we see, with all his technology, with all his equipment, with all his bravado and bluster, he still can't get it done against the will of certain. You know what I mean? There's places where he can't quite get his victory in. Hey, Vietnam was one of them. And there's countless others that, what I mean, with all that he does, all of the killing, all of the murder, all of the bombs, all of everything that he does, this cowardly lion, he still can't prevail. But like I said, we're not getting this information from you. We're just corroborating. You're just corroborating what we already knew. Again, in Psalms 12, and we'll start at 1, to the chief musician upon Shemineth, a psalm of David. Help, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fail from among the children of men. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai shall cut off their flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who hath said, with our tongue will we prevail? Our lips are our own. Who is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai over us? For the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy, now will I arise, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Hey, what is it? What does it say in what is that, Genesis 49? All right, let's get that, because hey, I always say, we have a more sure word of promise. Is that 19? Yes, sir. This is Genesis 49 and 19. I'll start at 18. I have waited for my salvation, O Yahweh. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Hey, in the end, Gad is going to get his get back. Gad is going to, man, I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. And who is this guy? He puffeth at his neighbors. Hey, Esau Edom, the American Edomite, hey, he puffeth at all the rest of his damn Edomite brethren. He does what he wants, and everyone else has to suffer at him. suffer through it. You know, they have to deal with it. If he decides that he's going to sanction someone and he doesn't want you to deal with them, even at your peril, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to acquiesce. You know, so this is again in Psalms, man. Psalms just seems to be written in account for this damn devil, man. It says Psalms 10:5, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. You know what I mean? You know, he tries to punk everybody. And he's really on a rampage right now because he sees all of these nations moving over to a new currency. And as they move to this new currency, man, hey, the American currency is going to collapse. So war is required in order for him to try to maintain his dominance of the world. But it's only going to escalate and get worse for this place. And you know, hey, as the scripture says, hey, they're gonna hate the whore. You know, and his allies, his enemies, all of these places are gonna pelt this place, man, with 200 million missiles. They're gonna pelt this place into oblivion. Judgment is going to come to this wretched ass demonic place. And all you people that don't like it, hey, it don't matter if you don't like it. You're going to die here. So it is what it is. And it's not going to be a good, you know, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to, you know, prosper. You're not going to, hey, this place cannot continue. But like I said, hey, we have a more sure word of promise because through it all, through everything that's been done, this is Ezekiel 35, and we'll start at 4, and it reads, "I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth." So, like I said, we have a more sure word of promise. And in the end, hey, Mount Seir, you Edomites, hey, there's a judgment, man. The other part of manifest destiny. So with that, I pray that you were edified. You know, I pray that you had got an understanding. As we can see, Esau is always doing what he's doing, but now he's corroborating, you know, his tongue is falling upon himself. And as we always close with Ecclesiastes 12:13, and it reads, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So with that, again, I pray that this was edifying. Esau, hey, he's being laid bare. We're seeing his wickedness, and we're seeing his judgment being made manifest. So with that, I want to close by giving all praise, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Raha Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops, the men of great millstone, peace and blessings to the house of David, the 144,000, the hopeful elect, the men, women, and children scattered throughout the four corners of the earth of the hopeful elect. To you, I say shalom. Shalom.